Welcome to Humanity's Vanguard, HFY, and Sci-Fi Stories, the channel where we uncover the cosmic secrets the galaxy hoped you would never hear. Today's revelation began as a harmless archival routine until it triggered the greatest panic attack in the history of the Orion Council. 15 seconds is all you'll need to understand why. Because the truth they uncovered wasn't about humanity's past. It was about humanity's purpose. Archivist Lorian Keth, a slender, four-eyed Virulin with translucent skin and bioluminescent veins, floated through the vaulted halls of the Astra Concord archive, heart pounding against his ribs. The crystalline pillars around him hummed with the data of civilizations older than galaxies themselves. For 3 standard cycles he had worked on decoding a relic known as the Protolex Codex, a crystalline monolith discovered in the ruins of a collapsed star cradle. Everyone thought it was a historical record. Everyone was wrong. Now, as he drifted into the emergency chamber and the gathered counselors turned toward him, Lorian clutched the data slate that had rewritten everything. "High Council," he began, voice trembling. "I finished the translation. You need to see this." The chamber dimmed as Lorian projected the decoded glyphs. The symbols, angular and alive with radiant energy, shifted into the modern galactic standard. Even the most stoic among the counselors recoiled. "These entries," Lorian said, "aren't merely records. They're warnings. The Protolex were the first sapient species to achieve interstellar transcendence older than wormholes, older than mass light conversion. They surveyed thousands of worlds before dissolving into higher existence. But they documented only 7 planetary systems as severe prohibitives. Of those 7, he hesitated, throat tightening. High Chair Varix Taller, a towering saurian with obsidian scales, leaned forward. "Archivist, speak." "One of them," Lorian whispered, "is still active." A galactic star chart unfolded, a modest yellow star, a blue-white sphere swirling with water and storms. "Coordinates, unmistakable." Counselor Rivix, feathers flaring with alarm, choked out, "The human cradle world." "No," Lorian corrected quietly. "That's only what humans call it. The Protolex gave it a different name." Ancient glyphs materialized, glowing brighter as the translation resolved. "Origin Forge, Theta, Crucible of Adaptive Catastrophe." The chamber erupted. Holograms flared as counselors scrambled to cross-check maps, colony listings, proximity charts, anything to reassure themselves they were imagining this. They weren't, Lorian continued, voice hollow. The Protolex didn't mark Origin Forge Theta as prohibited because of sentient species. They quarantined it because of what the planet itself does. According to the Protolex, the biosphere operates like a cosmic pressure chamber, forcing every organism through a relentless cycle of trial, extinction, and adaptation. He highlighted a line. They described storms that tore continents apart, fungal networks that could rewrite immune systems, microbes thriving in radiation that would liquefy starship armor, creatures freezing solid for centuries only to awaken stronger. A silence fell so deep it smothered the hum of the station. But that wasn't what terrified the Protolex, Lorian said. The next line expanded across the chamber. "The world engineers survivors. Every extinction event amplifies resilience. Life on this planet does not merely endure catastrophe, evolves because of it." Counselor Jal Varuin murmured. "And humans grew up in that. Worse," Lorian said. "They thrived in it." He projected the Protolex's long-term observations. "The Protolex monitored Origin Forged Theta for 1,000 years, Lorian said. "They documented 23 sapient lineages, beginning evolutionary ascent. 22 vanished, not from natural disasters, but from competition so fierce it destabilized continents. The 23rd lineage was different, smaller, weaker, slower, but capable of improvisation." Revex clicked his beak anxiously. "Humans. They weren't supposed to survive," Lorian said. "Yet every cataclysm pushed them forward. Ice ages, planet-wide plagues, megavolcanic winters, self-inflicted wars, radiation storms. Instead of collapsing, they adapted. They weaponized curiosity. They industrialized trauma. When threatened, They reverse-engineered extinction itself into a stepping stone. High Chair Taller growled. This cannot be accurate. Oh, it is, Lorian replied. Humans split atoms with equipment so primitive the Proto-Lex mistook it for ceremonial relics. They landed on their moon with logic engines weaker than our archival datapads. They overcame pathogens that should have erased their species. Their culture celebrates survival like a sport. He dimmed the hologram. The Proto-Lex concluded something that froze even them. The final projection rotated a message encoded mere cycles, before the Proto-Lex transcended into higher dimensions. Lorian recited it with dread. We were mistaken. Origin Forge Theta is not a quarantine zone. It is a forge. The universe is preparing something. There's something it requires. The chamber vibrated with the unspoken implication. Should its children reach the stars, do not oppose them. They will be catalysts of destruction or salvation. The outcome depends not on their nature, but on those who greet them. The council froze as the meaning sank in. Archivist Taller whispered. The Proto-Lex feared humanity. They feared what humanity could become when the universe finally presents whatever challenge it is preparing for. Lorian shut off the glyphs, and they insisted on a single directive. Befriend them, never provoke them. Choose alliance over fear. Rivek swallowed. Should we warn them? Lorian shook his head. Warn them that their planet is a cosmic survival engine that manufactures apex survivors. They already joke about being from a death world. They print mugs bragging about it. Humans think it's funny. And that was the moment every counselor realized. Humans weren't joking. As the council dispersed in shaken silence, Lorian remained alone with the Proto-Lex script swirling in holographic fragments. One phrase echoed in his Minda human proverb he'd heard on a trade station. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. On most worlds it was metaphor. On Origin Forge Theta, it was evolutionary physics. He turned back toward the star chart, where the little blue planet rotated innocently around its sun. Humanity had endured everything a hostile cosmos could throw at them, yet they greeted the galaxy with humor, creativity, reckless kindness, and weapons that should not logically exist for a species at their tech tier. The Proto-Lex had seen the truth long before anyone else. Humanity wasn't built to survive the universe. Humanity was built because the universe needed something that could survive. Lorian exhaled. They're not the danger, he whispered. They're the answer. And somewhere across the void, unaware of the panic they had caused, humans continued doing what humans always do: laugh, adapt, build, break, rebuild, and get stronger. If the galaxy was wise, it would stay close. Because the next cosmic question might require a human answer. Subscribe to Humanity's Vanguard, HFY, and Sci-Fi stories. For more HFY stories the galaxy fears, but you deserve to hear.